Now, our number is 1-866-411-0889. That toll-free number applies wherever you can hear this program. We had a gentleman who called, identifying himself as David from Sussex. David, go right ahead, please.
Hey, Tom. Thanks for putting me on the air. I was trying hard to talk to you and Duff at the same time. As I was calling, I heard him say about when the Prime Minister-designate gets sworn in, and when everybody starts their job in the gray area and stuff like that. Well, I was somewhat murky of the rules myself, so I called the Speaker of the House, Peter Milliken, yesterday, to get the lowdown of it, because if you pick up the phone right now and call, say, Pierre Pettigrew or Anne McClellan, even though they weren't re-elected, they're still Minister of Public Safety and Minister of Foreign Affairs today.
Right. Until they're replaced.
Right. And the Cabinet gets sworn in on the 6th. And it's all a big mystery who's the Deputy Prime Minister, the Minister of Justice, etc., etc.
Yeah, we won't know until
the 6th.
Until they walk in.
Yeah. But the problem is,
I don't think it's any secret who the Deputy Prime Minister is. I think everybody knows who that is.
It's kind of up in the air. There was that Lawrence guy on TV last night.
Yeah, Cannon.
Yeah. But Peter MacKay, by all reports, may be Minister of Justice, and then there's Toes out west.
Vic Tays.
Yeah. But that said, who rules the roost and when was a question I needed answered from the Queen, because even though the Queen is the figurative head of the state, the Speaker of the House speaks for her.
Yes.
And everyone in Parliament addresses her.
Through him.
Her through him.
Yes.
Now, Peter Milliken is a Liberal.
Yes.
He remains Speaker of the House until the Governor-General gives her speech from the throne and the 39th Parliament begins.
Okay.
It's kind of real weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, in a sense, yes, there's a new cabinet coming in, but everybody has to deal with the Liberal, Peter Milliken, until Michelle Jean gives her speech from the throne, whenever that is, and even the Speaker of the House was not sure of when that was going to happen yesterday.
Right.
So, this is a
There's probably only one person who knows exactly, and I'm quite sure that she doesn't even know yet when exactly the speech from the throne will occur, and that would be the Prime Minister.
The Governor-General is the one that says so.
Well,
he actually picks the day.
Well, okay. She picks the day after he says to her, I think this is the day we ought to do it, and she will agree. I think that's
well, he goes to her.
Yes.
With his new cabinet.
Yes.
And he says, ma'am, I think I can run a government.
Yes.
And she says, yeah, I think so too. I'll give a speech, and we'll let the 39th Parliament begin, and then the 38th Parliament selects a Speaker of the House, and that could be a Liberal.
It could be. It could be, but it's not likely to be.
Yeah, because usually the ruling party has the Speaker of the House control the show.
Yeah.
And everybody addresses him, and like Peter Milliken, he saved Paul Martin on the 19th.
Yes, because he was the one that cast the deciding vote.
Yes.
Yeah. But normally what happens is, despite the fact that the Speaker of the House is chosen by the members of the House,
but the whole House votes.
Of the whole House.
The whole House has to agree.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or not, the majority, I should say.
No, they'll vote.
Yeah.
I mean, there could be 3 or 4 or 5 different people who will let their names stand for the Speaker, and then they do all kinds of political maneuvering.
Exactly.
And all that stuff.
So the thing is...
But just a minute, let me just say this before you go ahead. But despite the fact that Mr. Milliken is a Liberal, because he was elected as a Liberal, he's generally recognized as being independent, whoever the Speaker is.
Supposedly.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm not...
Now, I would think the fine man to make the Speaker of the House, if all parties were clever, would be none other than the only independent. And that way they could shut him up. Now that would be the clever thing to do.
Well,
Andre Arthur, Speaker of the House?
Yeah.
And that would be just wicked.
Yeah, but I don't think...
it won't happen. I'm pipe dreaming.
Yeah.
But if they were clever, that's what they would do. Because he is the loose cannon on deck.
But you see, the Speaker of the House is generally not supposed to express an opinion.
Exactly. That's how they could keep him quiet.
Well,
you're a talk show host.
Yeah.
And you know how outspoken he is.
Oh, absolutely.
And he is one of my minor heroes.
Yeah, but he might be the first guy ever in the history of that job to politicize the job of being the Speaker of the House.
Exactly.
In other words,
I was talking to his assistant yesterday, Andre Arthur.
Yes.
Because he's the guy I think might protect democracy for you and I. And as a radio talk show host, you just got to agree. But now the thing about it is there's this magic time between one prime minister and another.
Mm-hmm.
And I think once I say a little more, you'll understand who I am. But my beef is with Mr. Duff Conacher, because he's a lawyer. You're not. He's an officer of the court. You're not.
Mm-hmm.
Now, on August 25th of 2004, I sent Duff Conacher, who is a lawyer associated with Ralph Nader.
Yeah, that's correct.
Ralph Nader knows exactly who I am. Duff Conacher received confirmed Canada Post. He got it. I mailed it August 24th. He got it, received it. Now, he is very outspoken for years. He's the guy that took on Howard Wilson when Howard Wilson said that Paul Martin must be okay over tainted blood years ago because we couldn't find the records of the meeting.
Mm-hmm.
And then when Howard Wilson quit, Bernard Shapiro was a big secret for a long time. But Duff Conacher, I've read most of his words that I consider important and his complaints in various courts. He's a very interesting lawyer to me. Now, I sent him the same stuff that I delivered in hand to something all New Brunswickers should have been interested in, and that was the Commission on Legislative Democracy. And the lawyer there who I addressed was Lynn Castonguay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, she teaches law in Moncton. And Bernard Lord had appointed that commission to see if democracy was being served in New Brunswick.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So I went to Fredericton on the 25th with my wife, a Yankee,
mm-hmm.
and a lawyer who wanted to be the conservative in Fundy instead of Rob Moore.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And we went around and I served Lynn Castonguay, the Lieutenant Governor Chasson, who answered me, the Law Society, who answered me, and then we went to visit the Police Commission in Fredericton on King Street.
Mm-hmm.
I've received many answers, but not from Duff Conacher
mm-hmm.
and Lynn Castonguay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Duff knows the sincerity of my efforts and the magnitude of the crimes, and did nothing because he is quite simply just another lawyer. He is part of the corruption that he claims to lament greatly about. Now, amongst many things that I served Duff Conacher
mm-hmm.
was a copy